Which one's bigger, sine of 3 degrees or 3 tangent of 1 degree? And of course, no calculators, because otherwise, you're no fun. So how can we compare these two quantities? Well, at the start, there doesn't seem to be a straightforward path to compare those two, but this problem is a good example where wishful thinking might just be the only way to get past such a problem. And in fact, there is actually one clever intuition we can dwell upon to actually solve this problem. And as a starting hint, consider this. If we were instead asked to compare 3 sine of 1 degree with 3 tangent of 1 degree, which one would you say is bigger? Well, notice that 3 tangent of 1 degree, this can be written as 3 sine of 1 degree over cosine of 1 degree. And notice here, we have the same quantity, 3 sine of 1 degree, but it's divided by cosine of 1 degree. And cosine of 1 degree is certainly positive and less than 1. So this value actually has the advantage. So if we were comparing these two, then 3 tangent of 1 degree would be bigger. Now, think about this. If sine of 3 degrees was smaller than 3 sine of 1 degree, then from here, we can continue this inequality chain. We can write this is smaller than 3 tangent of 1 degree, from where it becomes obvious that 3 tangent of 1 degree is greater than sine of 3 degrees from this inequality, right? But of course, this is the part that we are not sure about. We have to prove this part of the inequality. Now, of course, we're not even sure if this is true yet, but it's up to us to determine whether if it is true or not. I know it's wishful thinking, but wishful thinking is extremely important in many proof-based mathematics problems. So that's our claim, I guess. So we're going to claim that this part of the inequality holds. Right? So let me just erase this last part. So this is our claim. How do we prove it? Well, there's actually a very straightforward way to prove this. This sine of 3 degrees, you can write it as, well, you can use the triple angle formula to expand this in terms of sine of 1 degree. By the triple angle formula, sine of 3 degrees is equal to 3 sine of 1 degree minus 4 sine of, well, sine cubed of 1 degree, right? By the triple angle formula. And the inequality would still be equivalent to smaller than 3 sine of 1 degree. Now, is this inequality true? I might as well write this if and only if arrow. So this is equivalent to this. Is this inequality true? Well, notice that we can cancel 3 sine of 1 degree on both sides, just giving us that negative 4 sine of, well, sine cubed of 1 degree is smaller than 0. And of course this is true because, well, 4 sine cubed of 1 degree, well, that's going to be positive, but we have this negative sign, so it's going to be smaller than 0, which this inequality is in fact saying. So this, well, it was equivalent to the original inequality, so this claim is true. And because this claim is true, we can successfully write that this is smaller than 3 tangent of 1 degree. So therefore, we see that 3 tangent of 1 degree, this is greater than sine of 3 degrees, right? And there we go. We have solved our problem. As you can see, this claim was super easy to prove, not challenging whatsoever. Just a simple rearrangement, well, expansion, I guess, and then it's not hard at all. But the point is that you had to think about making such a claim. Now, this is, if you're new to proof-based mathematics, this is literally just the tip of the iceberg. In many proof-based problems, especially in Olympiad levels, you're going to have to make claims that are much more abstract, that require a lot of intuition and logical thinking. So, I hope you found this video as a good starter or introduction to making claims in proof-based problems. So, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, then please consider dropping a like and subscribing. Thank you very much. Bye.